Hello. Wow. I'm a little bit early. Just because, knowing my system, if last night I was trying to go on live, hi, welcome, and wasn't as good as YouTube. It was dithering and I had to come in twice. Oh, I really wish I'd put a filter on, but this is me, authentic self, Kim. Right, welcome. And I've got really excited. Well, I'm really excited all this week, but I got really excited about doing this launch and thought, oh, I'm starting to feel a bit queasy because this these books have been coming out and hi Sam, thank you for being here. These books have been with me, or this energy's been with me for so long. And um hi Sam, yes, and it's been a journey now. I've got the first book here, Sacred Temple of the White Flame. And this is a much smaller book. Actually, the one I've brought up here to show you is actually still the proof one, but I have got the proper ones here now, and they are live. Do you know, I I got this energy to write 3 books about Goddess Bridget, and I wrote Bridget first, and then I thought, oh, let's do White Flame, let's put it in a book, let's let it fly, stop holding on to it, and that has been my story. That this energy came in with the white rose and then the white flame and then more of it and more of it. And center place to everything is Mary Magdalene. She is central to my journey, to this energy, to everything. She, even though we go through the initiations with Isis, Horus, and Osiris, Mary Magdalene is center with my energy with her, is the central point of everything. Now, when I first started sharing the energy that's in this book, these first initiations and activations, I wrote in here, any of those people have read this book, and I have got some on offer at the moment. This one's a bit more expensive because it's not necessarily some more pages, but what it is, there are some coloured pictures in it. And just by putting a few coloured pictures in makes it so much more expensive to print. They're charging you for, like a whole book of coloured pictures. And it's lovely to use colour, but I've learnt as I've gone along that it's better to print in black and white, or that, just because of cost effective. These ones got images in it, but they're black and white. I am thinking about making some cards out of some of the images I've used. I've got a few, I haven't used a lot of images, trying to get everything black and white. And you'll know I've been sharing quite a lot of lovely colourful pictures, but I've been using black and white in this book to keep the cost down. And, you have to bring into all this marketing with it. So when I first shared this book, the first one, I knew I was going to write the Mastery, and I feel a bit bad, really, hand on heart, because people have been asking me for the Mastery for 4 years, and I kept saying, yes, I'll write it, yes, I'll write it. And then the year before last, I was going to write it. Then last year, I started to write it, and I was going to run some retreats in Glastonbury. But then, with one thing and another, that didn't happen. And then this year, I just thought, I'm just going to write it. Just do it, get it done, share it, let it go. So, wow, what a journey. Yes, what a journey. And I've written it quite quickly because it was all in here. It was just all waiting to just come out and be shared. So what you will find in this book is you'll have a higher initiation to the diamond white flame, which is a higher vibration than you get in the first book. But then what I want you to share is what I call the teacher codes. Mainly it's a bit like it's nothing like Reiki. They're telling me it's a bit like Reiki, but it's nothing like Reiki because I'm just coughing. But with Reiki, you do like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And with that, there are symbols, etc. And this is similar in format. But when you receive, after you've received the initial diamond white flame, and it's some beautiful energy in there, you get blessings from the whole Council of Light. And what I've said yesterday is that I've narrowed the Council of Light down to 12, and that was so hard. I just felt we just need 12, honestly, but I knew it was vast. And you'll have some of the Council of Light that you'll know, like, sort of, I've got Isis and Horus and Osiris and Hathor and Jesus and Buddha and several others, well, 12. And you'll know some of them, and then there'll be new people as well. Thank you, Sam. There'll be new people as well. I was expecting a few more to come on. I never know if everybody's going to find me, but it gets saved on here. So we do this live. It can get saved, and then people can come back and watch it in their own time. And that's why I was using YouTube, because if I use Zoom, it's a bit limited. And if I use Facebook, that can get limited. There are people that aren't always on Facebook or on, being your friends and things, so I'm trying to reach this broader audience with this book. Now, what's I going to say? Brain. Yeah, so then there are 3 what are embedded with gold Mastery Codex sections in the book, which you meet, like the divine triad, which is Isis, Horus, and Osiris. Now, Isis and Horus were in the first book, but Osiris and Nu was in the Mastery. And it is this sort of triad, mother, father, son. And there's so much within their story, within that mythology of the resurrected husband. And then there's so much within that of the sacrificing and of the divine masculine. And I've been talking to a friend this last couple of days. There's so much in we were trying to restore. The divine feminine energy has been rising and rising, and now we're trying to heal the divine masculine as well. And there's this wounded masculine energy. And in my work with this Council of Light, there are it is 6 women and 6 men, and it had to be perfect balance. It wasn't going to be just for women. This energy is for all. There's no gender, it might be mainly women that use it, but it's for all. Yeah, so now before I started, I pulled a few cards out of this deck, the Isis Oracle deck. I was just pulling them. I've just pulled 2 for us today, and the first one was this one. I think that's Hathor on there, and it said Divine Sisterhood, letting the divine feminine nourish you now into new relationships, collaborations, community. I've got it here, and I'm reading. Friendships is very wise. Now, I have been working with more people lately. I tend to be quite solitary, but I do feel this sort of branching out with people a bit more. There are many souls with whom you have spiritual contracts decided upon before you were born, who wish to help you and whom you can help too as you grow together in peace, light and wisdom. Now, so much about this journey with the book is to share this light with others, for others to hold this light, and not for I think there are different versions of this light around. When I first had started with it back in about 2018, there were different people who wrote about it, and some people went off and were running courses about it. And I was sitting with them, and I just felt, somebody said to me, can I initiate others to it? I thought, oh, no. And I have held on to it. Is a weird one with me, but I have held on to it. It has been very, very special. But when I brought this one out, I wanted this to go. And I hadn't at that point totally formalized what I'm bringing in now, the Golden Mastery Codex. I hadn't totally formalized that. So that was one of the reasons why it's taken a little while. Yeah, you have to read that first. That's a quicker read. There are 6 free meditations to go with this. I can send you the link to them. You can find them on my website. I think they're numbered 1 to 5 and a bonus one. God, I'm strange with numbering. But it's quite a quick read, this is. It's not, it's not going into, not, I think with this second book, I tended to have written a paragraph and then went over it a bit more, because when I was a teacher, you sort of tell people and you tell them again and then you tell them again, and then that just embeds it in the subconscious as you read him. So this divine sisterhood is for all of us, for everybody that's been called to the white flame. It's for all of us, and it's not just sisterhood, it is community, and it's about everybody, holding the energy, sharing the energy, doing whatever feels right with the energy, because it wants to go. And then I also got this one, and this one says, Talisman of Potency. Sacred tools and objects can become an extension to your energy field. Focus your power and intention, helping you heal the split between spirit and matter, bringing physical matter more deeply into the light. You're encouraged to work with the sacred materials in a conscious way to help your own healing and enjoyment of the material world, as well as part of a spiritual practice. Now, so there's that one as well. So I feel that's for everybody as well, this potency. White flame is a tool. All the symbols are tools. They are, the fire is this eternal fire, but the tools, there are lots of symbols in the book and you'll read about them. We work with the white rose and the white lotus, and also included the blue lotus, but I haven't done a great deal with that. I think that'll be an extension. Now, some of the other tools I've got, these are going out with the, like Sam, you've bought the first books of me. I've made an oil this morning. So this is temple oil. This is Temple of the White Flame oils. And they've got jojoba oil, carrier oil, vitamin E for to preserve them, white lotus flower, jasmine, rose, and frankincense. And they've been made this morning. I'm not sure if I have any over. I made 16 this morning. We'll see where we need. Might make some more next week. Then other tools are the crystals. I mean, you don't have to have these. You can get the oil, Sam. You've bought a book, you'll get the oil, and yeah, you'll get an oil. And the first books are on the website for £11 plus postage, but I think they're 70. I'll check what they are on Amazon. I've got a bit out of date with that. Now you'll also get with the book from me, and I can these little pyramids, and then you'll also. So you can have these little pyramids. Everybody gets one of them. So the first order's got the oils, and the pyramids. But I think I'll get some more of these pyramids in, so I can, if I sell the books from me, I can do some more, because it's a really nice pack. So you get like a little pyramid. Now I've also got on the website, and they go in a little gold bag. I have brought the bag up. Wait a minute. Usually I buy bags and they're too small, but this is the gold bags and they're a bit big, but never mind. And for these 3 stones that I've chosen as a crystal grid, if people wanted them, there is, this is, instead of lapis for Isis, I've got an Afghanite, and it's got gold in it, and they're just gorgeous. Beautiful energy, really high third eye energy for opening that area. Then I've got this one is a golden quartz. I love quartz, but this is a healer stone. And this one links with all the energy and all the gold embodiment, but also with the sky god Horus. And I've known about this forever. As soon as I knew about Osiris, I had petrified wood. We've got petrified wood. They've come as a tumblestone, and that's with Osiris. That's grounding everything in. It's the master energy. You step into your throne energy, into your sovereign energy. It's just huge how much energy is in here. And then I've also got some amber, but I'm going to order some more of them. They'll be coming in next week. And they've got gold in. And this amber is from the ancient realms. I've had this dragon coming in all the way through, and I've written about him in the book. Well, her, not him. I've written about her in the book, and I know that it's from the times like of the fossils. I'm going to order some more fossils and a ritual to go with them, but they're not essential. They're just something you could have as add-ons to go with it. But crystals have been coming in a lot, and essential oils to work with this. And then just running through these bits of paper. With the anointing oil, there's just that I might have to make these in proper card. It's just the beginning, and and I've set a low price, and it's like, what am I like? So there's like information here how to work with the oil, the anointing oil. Now with those crystals, those three I've just shown you, and you do get a pyramid if you bought the book from me. Oh, I don't know if we can see this. I've made a crystal grid where you put them, and also information to go with it, how you would use it. I'll shine that against the light, how you could use that crystal grid. So there's different bits to add to it. There are 7 meditations. 2 are recorded. I've been waiting for my lungs to get better. I can still hear it whistling, and there will be more recorded next week, hopefully. But this week I've not felt very well with all this eclipse energy. Right, so different tools there are. There are crystals you can use. I used a white candle for so long with this white flame. And how I'd use it was setting up sacred space. And then people used to come to me for readings, and I would light the candle. I'd call in before they came the Divine Council of Light. I'd call them in to assist and to hold space for when people would come for readings or healing. And then I'd light the candle, and then often what I found was people would come in and talk to me and talk to me and talk to me. And I found that I didn't actually have to say so much in giving advice. It was like the council stepped forward, held the space, and I set those intentions for the council to help these people in whatever way they could. And in this, the abundance of light and energy that would come in for people was so sublime. And people always went away saying, I feel so much better. They sometimes say, I felt extra hands on me in the healing. And all of these divine masters, they've got their own particular energy. Some will be healing the heart. Mary Magdalene works with me on the higher heart. Some on the heart and the womb. Isis works with this whole mother energy. I'm still working with some of that, you see. And with that, I think I'm healing some mother wounds still. Yeah, definitely. And then like Jesus works with me on, oh gosh, an energy of dropping all the veils. And the veils are in the book as well. When you drop through veils and you release things and you let go and you become this purer person of yourself, full of letting go of all sorts of things. Like with him, I found totally unconditional love. Totally. If there's love, there's love. Drop all the stories. And I could kick myself because I've made the setting of these initiations and activations in ancient Egypt, with a storyline, with receiving them from these archetypal energies of the Divine Mother, a thousand names Mother, and with her son, and with the wounded masculine. And the same, we have that with Mary Magdalene, Jesus, where he's wounded and women have to get up and carry on. There's so much of that energy within these different ancested words gone ascended masters, and this mythology, and these people, but they are all of, like, the energy is like all of the unity, the divine consciousness, the Christ consciousness, the light. And as we work through these different sections, we lift, we rise, we go higher. You will need to ground more, and at phases in this new book, I say pause for at least 2 weeks while you just integrate the energy and let that settle before you receive the next bits. And so it is, I feel like it's so exciting. I didn't know I would feel so excited about it. I thought, just do it, Kim. What's putting you off? And then I realised, yeah, this is like my heart's work, if that makes sense. Oh, thank you, Sam. It's thank you. I'll have a look. Yeah, wow, perfect. I'm excited too, and I wish more. It's like, I think I'll come on YouTube and it'll be someone, I'll be a bit more anonymous, and I can get a few people turn up. But this, I mean, I've sold quite a few copies of this first book, and I know it's a niche market. It is a niche market. I'm working with Bridget, and I've got 2 more books to write with Bridget, and that is a broader market. That is Bridget, the Celtic goddess, Bridget the saint, Bridget the fire. Oh God, that's that massive Aries energy. I think people will find me. I'm getting a few more people being subscribed. Quite a few people had seen my chat the other day. So I think that it's ready to fly. It's ready to have its wings. Yes, definitely. And it's not about, I don't know what it's not about. I was going to say, it's not about numbers and things. It's letting the energy go. I think when White Flame came into Witcher, everybody dropped it a bit. It's like the Witcher was going, who's the White Flame? Who's the White Flame? And it just, that became the whole story everywhere on Facebook, and everybody was like, Facebook everywhere, you know. It was like on the internet, it was the Witcher's White Flame. And I think it's interesting that they use that storyline. But here we are, we're bringing it back. It is ancient. It is older than time. I don't know if it came from Lemuria. It feels old. I've got it set in the big temple at Giza. That's where you go to receive parts of the initiation. And you go to the Isis temple, and then with Horus, you go and receive codes at the top of the pyramid, at this star platform, to receive the codes. There are star beings in the activations, and also with Osiris, you go down below, and you go, and it is beautiful below. When I went through the journey to write the meditation, I thought, oh, this isn't what I expected. This was so different. It was a little bit like, going to a place in no time. It's like I could see old trains there, but then I could see modern motorbike. It was dead weird. I saw lots of transport. I saw like things from out of the past and things of out of the future. And it was like a no time. It was really quite crazy. And I probably need to write a bit more about that, because it was so crazy. Yeah, so let's invite this energy and let's light this little candle. Right. Let's officially say This temple of the white flame is reopened. We opened it before, but we'll add the diamond code. So this temple of the diamond white flame is officially open. Yeah, the scented one I think I've got here. Beautiful. And all you need is a white candle. It can be so simple. There's no need to dress it up. I might dress it up with a few bits, but there's no need to. You can just have a simple white candle. And I'm just going to light, and I had a Mary Magdalene one on. I bought this one in, they're just church candles, but they mean so much to me. This one's from Rennes le Chateau in France. And there's a load. Let's talk about the Grail energies. Wow, gold. The Grail energies are in the gold. I haven't really put the gold ray filters through this book, but I haven't. That'll be separate. That's a story of Mary. That's a not a story, but that's an energy of Mary Magdalene, the Grail energies. Right. So what else do I want to look at? I want to say thank you to everybody that has supported me. I want to say thank you to my tutor, Margaret Hunt. That's my Mary Magdalene tutor. And she is the most beautiful, spiritual person that I know. She is humble, authentic, and she has brought so much joy and magic into my life and supports me. I mean, last year I did a New Earth Goddess course with her last year, and I would really recommend that. That was absolutely amazing. And I think she's doing a Wise Woman course this year with trees, and I'm teaching with Kerry Dawes my own, our own, not mine, our own collaborative tree spirit course. And I think this is why, where's it gone? This is why the petrified wood and the amber is all calling in so much, because of all that work with the trees. They are so ancient and they know so much more than we give them credit for, and the energy is beautiful. And I'd like to thank, in this mode, Istara Rose, because it was when I met her. It's interesting. Totnes has come up today in conversation with another lady, but when I met her in person, she's a beautiful lady. She trained. We both trained with Margaret Hunt for our Magdalene Priestess and High Priestess courses. And I went and met Istara, and it was then I was talking to her about the white rose and the white flame, and we were talking about it. And I did go to a few community groups with her when there were about 12 or so of us all that were working with white flame in different ways. But it has come through that lineage for us, through the lineage with Mary Magdalene. And I mention her in the book with this because that is where it came. Even though it sits with Isis and sits with others within the Divine Council, it's with Mary Magdalene that first this white rose came and brought this to my awareness. Yes, so there's those thank yous for those. And then I want to thank, I'd like to thank Claire, and the lady that I know on Facebook, and she's been helping. I keep sending the manuscript, and then we're up, like, we just chat, and I'll say to her, has something happened about this oil? Shall I make it today? Shall I what? We just bounce things around a bit. She just helped me with that. You do need that, because otherwise I'm locked in my little office. Can't really show you around. It's got books everywhere and paper everywhere. I'm not the tidiest of creator. But this is where the magic happens. I was thinking about the other day. And I'd like to thank all of you that have bought the book from me, that have pre-ordered from me, will buy in the future. The audio book is going into publication. Set that up. A lovely lady had somebody who's come in with a nice English voice from the Midlands. So my similar accent, hopefully, but she's going to do the audio books. That's going to be amazing. I think it might not be ready till June, but it's coming. Right, so this is not just a book. This is a temple opening. And I used to hear Order of the White Flame, and I called it that. I don't know if that's going to change. It does feel like a big, it's going to be more than I expected. I think I expected this before, and then I was a bit quiet for a few years. And then when my dad, you see, in 2023, my dad was ill all year. On this eclipse, on the 5th of the 5th, he had a heart attack. And then he died in November. And then last year I was in mourning, so I was running my gatherings, and we started the tree spirit and running the priestess courses, but sort of not really massive expansion. Well, I was running them as grounding in them. And then this year it's been like, let's take the lid off, Kim. You've had a year of mourning. Let's take this lid off. Yeah, so I've talked about, oh, thank you, Sam. I know it was, but I've changed. I'd have him back tomorrow. And I dropped some veils. I can't tell exactly what that meant, but when he nearly died, a veil dropped. It was like a veil of separation dropped. And I thought I'd give anything to keep him with me. Yeah, my mum passed in 2000, so it's been a while. That took me a long, long time to get over. Long, long time. And with Dad, though, it's really quite strange. And I'm going to talk, I'm not sure. Well, I'd found all these letters after he died, and it's really strange what you find. And I changed how I thought about myself. So now I feel like I can write, I could be a writer, which I don't know where that thought had been before. It had been hiding under I'd written a couple of books, but I didn't really feel a writer. And now all of a sudden I just feel, I just want to write and write and write. I don't know. And at the moment I just feel like I need to rest, but never mind. Yeah, it is a lot when we lose someone. I'm like an orphan now. Not really, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not like, yeah, strange. So, right. So now I haven't created a priestess path with this, but I do feel there's one probably emerging, or a community with this. I made a Facebook community for the Bridget book, so I think I'll make a new Facebook group for this book. I wasn't really even thinking about that till now, but this morning Magdalene's been coming in, and last night, and I do feel like I have got a Facebook group called The White Rose, but I do think I'll make a Facebook group. But I'm not sure. I do feel maybe I make a priestess course from it, so it can be open to any gender, because even though I'm very much in the divine feminine, there is an energy within me of wanting to help the wounded masculine, but not just wounded masculine. In fact, there's a beautiful very spiritual person who received the white flame energy from it, and definitely not wounded spirit. We did a Zoom. Oh my God, I can't tell you, this was before I wrote the book. Well before I wrote the book, we did this Zoom, and I'm trying to remember what his name is. Hamed somebody, I'll find it on Facebook, and he's called Skywalker, and he's Egyptian. And we did Zoom, and I was sitting in the conservatory, set up on the laptop, and the light that came in behind me, that was a picture somewhere, just absolutely in front of me when we did this. And Zoom crashed, never saved. Crazy. And so it's definitely not, it is for men and women, definitely. I've always known that. And then when I was in Glastonbury, in 2023 with my priestesses. My friend took photographs and I gave those final initiations. The priestesses are initiated to the white flame first part. On the high priestesses, they're initiated to this second part. I've just got those to do with a couple of ladies very soon. And when we did that, and I was opening up as working with the white flame all day, like my aura was like off the wall. There was this white haze all through my aura. So it's interesting where the journey's gone. So there's lots of things in here, and I did talk about that, about this the other day. There's at the beginning there's a connection with the tree with the golden fruit, the Percy. I think it's got some other it does have some other names, and it's the sacred tree of Egypt. And there's a meditation with that. I'll try and get that recorded. There's the purification meditation. Then there's initiation to the diamond white flame. Then after that, I say pause just for a couple of days, because a couple of weeks. There's lots of symbols within the book. Lots of symbols. The ankh, the rose, the lotus, Horus, and then with Osiris, his symbols, and then with that the triad, there's lots of symbols with the three of them. And I've set it here because this is where it wants to be set, if that makes sense. It just wants to be set there. I'm just going to read this poem. See where I've put it. With the activations, they're all listed at the front. Now I'll try and get them all recorded. There's quite a lot, but I'm trying to get this chest better. The first one is Sacred White Flame Light Transmission, and that's a sort of reconnection. And then also an initiation with the sacred tree with the golden fruit. Then there's a purification, and that is beautiful, at the temple of Isis. That is beautiful. And then there's the diamond white flame initiation with Isis and two big star beings, and then all the Council of Light come in. And then that's when I say take a pause. And after that, we go into this mastery, that's what I call it, and with the divine triad, like this divine trinity triad. And the first one is Isis with the womb of creation. And then the second one is Horus with the golden eye of divine vision. And that's like a golden stargate energy. And the third is golden body of the resurrected. So that's the path of, it's the path, I think, feels like, even though I hadn't really thought about this, but it feels like as resurrecting this energy from when it was very powerful before. And then there's claiming the throne. So there's a meditation for you to receive the throne energy, for you to step into your power. Then after that, we all have like sacred keys. So it's to receive your sacred key, whatever that is for you, whatever that symbol is. There's something that will be within your own blueprint, your own coding. And then there's the seal of the whole thing with lotus flowers, and that's at the. I'm looking for the poem, right? So I'm going to read this one I've got two poems in here, by the Nile. I sit by the river that has no end, a ribbon of time woven through eternity. She speaks in the language of my soul, a song older than the pyramids, older than the stars. The boats drift by, silent pilgrims in flow, each one a dream, a soul returning home, without knowing it left. I watch, not with eyes, but with a soul's memory. I have sat here before. My hands resting upon the lap of the earth, my heart open to the sky's gaze. In this stillness I hear her, goddess Isis, clothed in the river's flow, her voice a ripple, her touch the cool kiss of dusk. She whispers, beloved, do you remember? And I do, not in words, but in the pulse of the water, in the ache of beauty, too deep for sound. The boats glide like prayers, their sails catching the breath of Ra, carrying secrets from one shore of the soul to the other. Time ceases here, the river does not flow, it becomes as I become, as we become one once more. And I've just written 2 poems in here, but they just take me into that deep soul energy. And it's beautiful. There's a lot in here. Might take a few readings. I've got a good size font though, so should be able to read it. And I hope, yeah, there's a lot in here. There's a lot of energy in here, a lot of me in here, a lot of what I hold in here. And also, what's in here? There's different sets of light language that goes with the gold and mastery, and they hold the codex, and that's really beautiful. I'm just looking what else I want to show you in here. Tells you at the back, there's some rituals in the back, and it tells you how you could pass the energy on to other people. It's not a huge section on that, but then it does tell you how you can share the energy with others. And you know, that's what I was holding on to for so long. I did not want to share that. And I do now. It's time. It's time to share that whole white flame with whoever wants to receive it, and to go to the depths of it, and to step into the mastery of, I think this mastery with these golden energies will, I think it will help whoever receives this, whoever receives it, not whoever. It will help people step up into their full embodiment, into their own throne energy, into their own leadership energy, and into all of that. It'll help them to feel more confident. It works on the solar plexus. I've tended to not work with chakras with this. I've not really had chakras come in with it much. I'm going to be absolutely honest. This is not how it's been sitting with me at all. I mean, we could be working with you. I work with crown and this energy way up here, and I work with crown and third eye, and then I work a lot with the higher heart. But then we are probably working with the solar plexus. And I think that's about me stepping into my power. And I've been keep saying, I call my power back to me from everywhere I've left it. And I do feel like I've left it in some places over the years. And then also the petrified wood is very grounding. So we're working with the roots. I would say we're working a lot with the third eye, the solar plexus, and the root chakra, but also the earth star. And I work a lot with gold, and gold to anchor and to receive. So that's a lot of energy that I work with this whole, just like this this energy coming through. I work with all that in gold. But I don't know what I'm clearing out here. I'm clearing something out here. Right, I've been on for about 45 minutes. We better go into meditation. I'll chat away. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Sam. Thank you for being here. Do you know, it makes such a difference. There was a lady here yesterday with me from America, who'd bought a Goddess Bridget book. And it's so nice that somebody's here making comments. And I do that. I go onto people's lives and I make comments when there's nobody else there watching, or not many of you. And you know that people will watch it later. And it's important for this to happen. Yes, I've talked about the crystal. I've got these notes here. ChatGPT was helping me with some notes. Let's just do a meditation with the white flame energy. I'm not going to talk about the grail. We did talk about that. Now, what I'm doing with the meditations is, and it's a bit of getting there. I'm making a program on the website where all the meditations will be in there with bits of information as well. And I've got to figure out how to share that. I've just got to get these extra meditations recorded, which really, hand on heart, should have done by now. But, you know, I've had this chest infection for weeks, and I could have got better if I took some steroids. But they sent me crazy, so I was like, it's mind over matter with those things. Right, so let's just take this energy. Right, so if you just center yourself and imagine a white candle, and I mean, we talk white flame, and flames are yellow, we know this, but a white candle, and let's just go into this energy of the white flame energy. So we're just calling in. So just close your eyes. Feel like a bit of that Osiris here with the flank and the crook and that big sovereign energy has. And those wings of God, I can't move that arm over there. The wings of Goddess Isis. And the wings of the falcon too, with Horus. So just stepping into this beautiful energy with golden light. See yourself in an orb of golden light, because this is all about stepping into our mastery, stepping into our sovereignty. It's like if there's bits of purification, but we're purified. We are ready for this next stage in this golden age, the golden age of activations. And this energy at the moment is absolutely huge. We have so much Aries energy. And as we know, Neptune's going into Aries, and I think, I'm not sure about Saturn, so I'm not commenting. But we are here standing on this precipice of time. And this is a time for action. That it's a time for new beginnings, setting new intentions. But here on this cusp of Aries, we've probably in Aries for a few days, but in this energy of Aries, the beginning of the 12 zodiac signs, some people say it's the new year instead of say at Christmas. And there's some, so just feeling into the energy of calling in the divine council of light to stand with you. And you may recognize them as they come in. And Mary Magdalene, and Jesus, and Buddha, and Kuan Yin. And Lady Nada is in here, and Serapis Bey. But you might get Metatron and Lord Pekelsevich, for they are part of this energy. And Archangel Michael and Joan of Arc, they sort of bit on the peripheral, on the edges. And we get Sanat Kumara. We're just sitting within this beautiful energy in Isis with a beautiful big headdress on, massive headdress on, and a beautiful white gown on. Coming in with that beautiful mother energy. If you hear the call, it's time. Time to remember. There's so much at this time about missions and hearing the call. It's time to join as one in that unity energy, to come together for a common cause. Just as the farmers gathered in the fields to plant the crops, they come together, they plant the seeds. They come when the time's right, when it's the right time to plant. And I gift you the seed, the golden seed of the sacred tree, for you to plant your own crops, your own dreams, your own intentions. And just as the farmers come and they water the land, you will water yourself. You will tend your own dreams. And when the crops have grown, you will gather in the harvest. So think about looking forward to when the harvest is at Maybon, at the autumn equinox, this 6 months between now and then. The message is part me, part Isis. She was bringing the symbolism of the farmers within the land. There are times, she said, when there is so much abundance, so much water, and the Nile floods, and you see this in your world. There are times when the unexpected happens, and try and remember my not heard what she called us there. Anything like just want to say friends. And remember that we cannot control these times. We just get on with it. It feels like something my dad was saying that. It makes me laugh. We just move on. You can come to the temple. You can come and set your intentions. You can come and do your rituals at these times. And you can come and ask for your blessings. And we and the others within the star kingdoms will come in and help whenever we can. You can always call upon us, just as you once did, and you went into the temples and you laid your flowers and your corn and you set your intentions. Remember this way. Just seen a big ant then. And the lotus blossom. And the lotus blossom energy is so much part of this. Just seeing all your things or your dreams coming into fruition through the flower. And as we know, the lotus grows in the water. And we have come from water, and we are made of water. And as we know, water has memory. And so speak kindly to yourself. Set beautiful intentions for yourself. Dream expansively as you step into this role as the diamond white flame keeper, owning the mastery of the golden codex, receiving all this light from this ancient flame, but from the cosmos too, the council of light. And also speak kindly about yourself. Be kind to yourself, and that will ripple out into every part of your life. Do not speak in terms of lack or misery Let those things go. See the beautiful things. See the light within every single day and smile and laugh. And remember, your life is good. No matter how hard it gets from one day to another, find some beauty, find some joy. Let it light up within your heart. This is the way. This is the way. Let us come together as one, and as we join in community, we can help to support and help each other by kind words, healing thoughts. And I just want us to send a bit of light out, well, a bit light, healing out to Myanmar, where there is war, but there is an earthquake and there is death, there is collapse, and one of these unexpected earthquakes happening. And now send our love and our light and the white flame out to anywhere where there is war, there is sickness, and the light is needed. Sending that out. And I've just seen, like loads of white doves to send that peace out into the world. And as we set that intention, it will fly and go. Let the wings unfold. And just coming back into your heart, filling your heart with the white flame. Feel it igniting within your heart, and in that space. Kanakura Tina Shanakuna Tuna Shanaku Shanaka Shaniwu Hanaka Shanaka. And it is done. Welcome. Welcome. Well, thank you very much. I didn't know what was going to say in that, and some beautiful message coming in with the Goddess Isis. Thank you so much for listening. I'd like to thank you all for coming and being part of this journey. Wow. Send some light out into the world in whatever way, a little ripple. Let's ripple this around the world. I've got to move this desk. I can't put my handle against. This arm's been hurting since it's been working, and I cannot put my handle against it. I'm going to have to move my computer slightly over so I can move this arm. Now, where do you feel like your wings are being clipped? Where indeed? Where indeed? So, right, so this is the first book, as we say. This was beautifully designed by, now I can never say her name, Leanne, it's in here somewhere, Leanne Tiki Awana. I think that's a Lemurian name. So I had that one designed, but this one, I'm afraid, I had this one designed by ChatGPT. DALL-E. And I know I don't have copyright over it, but didn't have copyright over this one, even though I had that design for me. So we're using technology where we can. But I did create a beautiful image, I must admit. And it did have that embodiment of something that I wanted. So I'm going to blow the candle out. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here today. I think that's good. Just move that piece of paper. Thank you. So if you've pre-ordered with me, the books and the oils And if you've ordered crystals, they'll be going out this week. Probably post them Monday. With family are coming tomorrow, so it's Mother's Day. So I've got to get out of the goddess mode. I've got to be mother, wife tomorrow. Got to not be the author, not be whatever this is. Oh, you also, and I can't really show you that. Hang on. You also get a tea. So I've got to make a few more actually, but it's going off. But you also get a blend of tea, to go with the book. And you also, and I said you do get one of these, one of these little pyramids to use to have with you when you're receiving the energies. So thank you. I've got 4 people now watching, so we've moved up. Okay, thank you. From my heart to your heart, much love to you. Much love to you. And as soon as I get all these meditations done, I'll set up sharing the first 2, and then see where we go with that. So I'm going to blow this candle out just to close this energy for today. Thank you. Well, I'm going to leave it open anyway, but just close. Thank you. Wow. And if you have any questions, you can ask questions on here. You can find me on Facebook. And we have these 2 cards we said at the beginning. Divine Sisterhood. So we do feel like we're going to create a Facebook page and using all these sacred tools to work. And these are, the flames, the crystals are different ways that we work with energy. So many ways. Oils, water. So we're using with this oils, crystals. That's the earth. I haven't got any incense. I'll have to perhaps get some incense. That might be a good idea. Yeah. Sending you so much light. So much light. God bless. And I'm thinking at this point I should have found my golden anchor. I've got a huge one somewhere, and I really should have dug that out for today. But I've got my piece of amber, a bit of warm, something really old tree resin. I reckon these are thousands in years old, these amber. Beautiful energy. Yeah, much love. Much love. Thank you so much.